Hi everyone, I'm Ishaan Arora and I'm a finance and stock market enthusiast. And I gave my first TEDx speech at the age of 21. I'm currently running an edtech organization, an edtech startup named Finladder. So many of you would have come here and you would have thought how fascinating this topic is, right? How to become a TEDx speaker. It sounds really fascinating, and you might be wondering, what am I going to speak? What am I going to present? I'm not going to show you any presentation. I'm just going to share my experience and I'll give you some tips which might help you. See, right now, if you are watching this video and thinking, I need to do something wonderful to become a TEDx speaker, I need to do something that no one else is doing. It's not like that. I gave it when I was 21. What special thing I would have done that nobody else in the whole world would have done? Nothing special. TEDx is only looking for people, normal people just like you and me, who are doing fascinating things. It could be literally anything. You could be an MBA student doing some wonderful research. You could be a graduate student running an NGO. You could be someone teaching people. You could be someone doing something which nobody else is doing. It could be completely different. Suppose I'm making this video at a time of COVID. Imagine you are a student who is just delivering oxygen cylinders. It could literally be anything. All you need is just something fascinating, something different, something that is helping the society. It could be your ideas, it could be your actions, it could be your execution, it could be literally anything, but something that is different and fascinating. So we have pretty much covered the basics that I need to do something fascinating. What do I do? It could be literally anything, could be your interest, your hobby, something that just struck your mind. It could be literally anything. The point is, what is the process of becoming a TEDx speaker? How do I actually become one? Is there any application? Is there any recommendation? Is there any cost involved? I'll try to tell you what I went through and what process I followed and what is the general process of a TEDx speech. See, in a TEDx speech, they're not looking for people who are coming for brand promotion or selling or anything else. They just want people who want to share their ideas. So before you actually become a TEDx speaker, TEDx speeches is organized by a lot of colleges which are easier to get into. A lot of events are done, a lot of things are done, but I'll try to tell you regarding the colleges part. The TEDx event which are conducted by colleges, how you can get through it. First process is the application. You have to fill the application. Doesn't matter who you are. Obviously, there are higher chances if you are a very renowned personality, but considering you're watching this video, considering I am assuming that you have not ever given any TEDx speech, I'm assuming that you're not very well renowned. So you have to go through the application process, and the application process is the main part. Honestly, it is the main part because they're not looking for people who writes, I am XYZ, I did my graduation from this college, my hobbies are this, I'm doing this course. They're not looking for that. They're looking for, what term did I use? Fascinating things. So when you're doing fascinating things, you mention that in your application, make it stand out. How do you make your application stand out? Write something that no one else is going to write. Suppose you just ran an NGO which did a great job. You need to mention everything about it, especially the idea behind the NGO. Not about how many people did the NGO help. Everybody's going to write that. How much money did it raise? For how long did it go? Not like that. What was the impact of the NGO? Go in the emotional side. Try to make them understand that you made a change in the society. Application has to be set apart. It has to be covering all the major parts. Everything that you believe is not just the cliche part. Time, money, number of people. Go to the emotional part. Understand what exactly did you contribute to? What exactly did you do? How did it impact lives? Mention everything in your application and make sure that they feel your ideas are worth spreading, because TEDx is all about spreading the ideas and nothing else. So make sure that your speech is conveying that, and your application, more importantly, is conveying that. The first process is the application. Make your application stand out, but before that you need to do some exciting things. Mention that in your application in the best possible way and focus on your ideas, focus on how did it change the lives of people. The second thing, which is generally the easier part, if your application gets shortlisted, you go through some interview round, depends upon college to college or event to event. It depends, completely depends. If a renowned personality is filling up the application, he or she won't be going through the interview. There will be a direct selection or a direct call. So it depends, but again, as I told you, if it's for you, you might be going through the interview round. It could be a single interview, double interview, a 3 round interview, a panel, a single person taking it. It could be anything, but they'll ask you, why do you want to become a TEDx speaker? What do you want to say? All of these will be covered, and it has to just be on the same lines like your application, nothing else. The next part, some of the TEDx speeches, some of them have a theme. Like when I went for my first TEDx speech, the theme was fly beyond the wings, something which is different. It was also regarding something that, it meant, literally, it meant that go against the society norms, do something nobody else is doing, do something that people generally are not doing. For example, if you are MBA graduates, like you are doing MBA, because many of the viewers would be doing the graduation or post graduation, now you would have gone through the similar cycle. 18 years of age, you start your graduation. 18 to 21, you do that. 90% of the students start to prepare for CAT and so many other MBA exams by the end of the final year. Some of them, I'll tell you, 90% of them either do a job for 1 or 2 years before they start their MBA, and other people, they start with the MBA directly. So, are you doing something different? Are you going against the society norms? Are you doing something that people are not ready to do? Are you taking the road not taken? That's the main point. So it could be on a different theme. So you have to follow the TEDx theme and make sure, if you know the theme in advance, then you make your application and speak in your interview according to that particular theme. That's a very important point. The next thing is, okay, I got what I have to do in the application. I'll make my speech. I'll do all the interview stuff. Tell me, how do I find the opportunities? The opportunities won't come running to you, especially if you're not renowned. It won't come running to you. You need to follow people on LinkedIn. You need to follow the society pages. You need to follow a lot of TEDx pages. I am from Shahid Bhagat Singh College. I have in my college a TEDx department separate. So they conduct TEDx in our college, TEDx SBSC. Similarly, you have it for various colleges all across India. So you can follow those pages. You can track their applications, tell your friend to do that, ask people to recommend you, follow it in the articles. LinkedIn is filled with that. There are so many places where you can find about TEDx going on. It could be offline, it could be online. Mine was online due to the pandemic. But yeah, there are various ways that you can find place where you make sure that you get some idea about the TEDx speech. So this was pretty much everything about my experience. There are a few things that I would like to share that is important, and it's a general idea I would like to give. See, when you are sitting in the audience, you see someone going on stage, you see them speak, you see them make people laugh or fascinate or spread their knowledge or whatever they are doing. You, at some point of time, do want to be that person on stage, the person who's getting the appreciation, the person who's getting the applause, the person who got to that stage. At some point of time, you think, I want to be that person, right? So for that, trust me, there are efforts that you need to put, because the person who's standing on stage has been doing the same thing. You have to go beyond what everybody else is doing. You have to do something fascinating. And trust me, if you are watching this till now, you are capable of doing whatever you want. Do something fascinating. Trust me, once you give one single speech, a TEDx speech, any other speech, it will give you a big round of confidence. It will help you immensely. It will build a lot of faith in yourself, and it will help you out a lot. So just try to do something fascinating, try to help the society, bring some change, bring some new ideas onto the table, and do something absolutely wonderful, because trust me, you are the one who's going next on stage. Thank you.